What you doing, zombies? I'm the AC, and I'm going to talk about World Beyond Season 1, Episode 2, The Blaze of Gory. Yes. Now, overall, it seems like not much happens in this episode, but that is because, as a viewer, we've been watching zombie stuff and all this for years. So, in an episode like this where there's only a few zombie kills, or not even any kills actually, not really many, it doesn't really seem like that much actually happens to us, but for the characters, these are big moments for them. However, saying that, 2 episodes in so far, this still does not feel like it's a zombie apocalypse 10 years later. It's weird, it feels like maybe it could be a really secluded community, or these people have just been really sheltered for a couple years into a zombie apocalypse at most. Maybe at like hilltop level or knowledge of like zombies when Rick and his group first meets them. But they have absolutely no idea what they're doing. It makes no sense. It's been 10 years. They grew up in this apocalypse. And then a lot of times when they talk, it's like it's the first time they talked about it to anyone, or it's like it just happened to them. It's like it's been 10 years. Maybe they don't know. I don't talk to people that much. The past 10 years, people probably don't know anything about me. Okay, but then the flashbacks, they all seem like they just happened. And it's weird. It's a weird thing, and that's kind of the most nagging thing about the series so far, is it doesn't feel like 10 years. It feels like a couple years. And even the environment around them, it doesn't really look like what I would imagine 10 years to be. I mean, it is kind of more, you see stuff more ruined and overgrown, but I don't know, I'm not buying the whole concept that this is 10 years later. And if they would have never said anything about how long it's been in an apocalypse, it would actually be a lot better. Then I could just imagine it's been a couple years or something. Okay. But yeah, right now I'm not buying it, and that's my biggest gripe with the series so far. Now, saying that, the characters, the main 4, Iris, Hope, Elton, and Silas, the fact that they don't really know what they're doing is kind of annoying, because you would expect that they would, but looking over that, there is some big moments to look on. Hope seems to kind of regret going on this, or she still seems skeptical about this, kind of cautious. Instead, Iris is the one doing all the reckless stuff. It seems like she's the first one to try to kill a zombie, which she doesn't. She just knocks it into a tree branch, impales it there, and then throws up on it, and they just leave it there. I don't know what kind of philosophy they grew up with, but they're not really into killing zombies. Silas has another run-in with one. He doesn't kill it, but that's because he's afraid of something, so I guess we'll see some backstory with him. Elton's wanting to mark him just to continue on with experiment on migration patterns. Eventually, they're chilling out in a treehouse. They're playing with a bowling ball that for some reason Hope has been carrying around with her. Don't know why. This seems like a hassle to do, but yeah, it's called Big Mo, and she jumps on an empty's head. Doesn't really do enough. Doesn't kill it. Eventually, she has to lead away. She doesn't kill that empty either. So there's not much zombie killing. Just maybe it's because they're still afraid or whatever. Who knows? Also, they're not making much time. They're kind of just, I don't know, walking around pretty lazily. Like, they're chilling a lot. They're, I guess, being cautious. They're not covering much ground. I think since they left, at this point, it's been about 4 days. I think they mentioned at some point. Okay. I'm not super fit, but I have easily walked 30 and 35 miles in a day before. It took about 13 hours. And that was just casually. That was just me hiking. Them on a journey with a destination. What seems like should be a time crunch, it doesn't seem like they're making that much progress. Like, they was supposed to go like 1,100 miles or something like that. Even going at a 20-mile pace, that's still like 2 months, and they don't seem to be going that far. I don't know. It seems, I don't know how far towns are spaced out. It seems like they've been in the same town the whole time. Maybe that's just a little kind of lazy world building, maybe, that I can't tell how far they're actually going. Just doesn't seem like they're going far. Also, this whole time, Huck and Felix has been chasing them. They still haven't caught up. I don't know why. They're like even more gung-ho about going. They seem to be taking less rest. They should be more used to doing this kind of stuff. I don't know how they haven't caught up yet. It's a lot of weird stuff. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, they have a fun night in a treehouse playing Monopoly, playing with Big Mo before he went to empty space. Okay, cool. Whatever. It's just, yeah. Anyways, so the big problem of the episode is that they're going to have to go through this giant tire fire that's been burning for years called the Blaze of Glory. Blaze of Gory, which Elton eventually renames Blaze of Glory, because they're going to have to try to go through it. Big glorious moment, the big first giant hurdle. They make a plan, they look at it, then they're like, let's do this in the morning. Oh, wasting more time. Whatever. Anyways, they leave off to go do that. Hope leaves a note. They decide they're going to be called the Endlings now. Go to the Blaze of Gory. Think they can get through it. They don't. They pretty much just get into it a little bit. Then decide they're going to spend the night there, which seems like a terrible idea. They're completely just submerged in like smoke. Seems like a terrible place to try to sleep. Elton does have an idea though about sending someone to go sound a siren. That way it'll distract all the empties. Then that'll give the rest of them a chance to go, while the other person also hopefully has a chance to escape. They decide against it, being like, no, we're all going to get out of this together. So while everyone else is asleep, Hope decides she's going to try to be reckless. And that's where we see the episode end for her. And for all of them, really. So we don't even get the conclusion to the Blaze of Gory. Okay. Anyway, he's going back to Huck and Felix. We've been seeing Felix flashbacks of his conflict with his dad being a bigot and not liking that he's gay. Okay. At first I was worried that these flashbacks would be pointless, but then eventually they do show the whole reason he's having these flashbacks because he's back in his town. He goes back to his house to kill his empty's parents. Yeah. That's pretty much it though. It kind of seemed like a push just to throw more flashback in there. And I get it. They want us to be able to relate to these characters. There's been a whole 10 years of them being in an apocalypse. Even though it only showed the beginning and not the other 10 years. Yeah. I feel like this is probably going to be like a thing they're going to do with each episode with a different person. Kind of like a Lost scenario, I guess, where each person is going to get some flashback to their past in each episode. We saw it a little bit with Iris and Hope in the first one. I guess we got Felix in this one. Maybe we'll get more with Silas or Elton or Huck in these next ones. Who knows what's actually going to happen. Like I said, it's nice to get flashback and backstory of these characters. It seemed a little forced. Maybe it will be more relevant later. I'm not exactly sure. But, I mean, I'm interested in learning more about the characters anyway, so I mean, I'll let it slide, whatever. It's not a big deal. It's not like it took away. If anything, that part was the more interesting part of the episode. So until we get to the next episode where we actually get to see them get out of the Blaze of Gory and see if Felix and Huck catch up to them, this episode was pretty chill as a viewer standpoint. It was a big moment for the characters though. So, yeah, you gotta kind of look at it like being in the story as far as being outside it as a viewer. It's just gotta keep that in mind for myself. Now, they didn't really say anything about the Civic Republic in this. They mention it and talk about it a little bit, but they don't really make an appearance in it. So from what we see in the trailer, it looks like they might be in it more later. But we'll have to see for now. One other thing, just completely random, doesn't even really have anything to do with the show. While watching it, there was an ad for Virginia because this is shot in Virginia. Just a random thing I want to point out. It was amusing to me because I'm from Virginia. And the fact that Virginia just has an advertisement for go to Virginia because World Beyond shot here. I thought that was funny. I just wanted to mention it. I thought I couldn't help myself to not mention it. But what did you think of the second episode of World Beyond? I still have a lot of hope for this series. I hope. I'm still excited for it. I'm just interested in like the spectacle of what they're going to do with the zombie snake. We also saw that there was a zombie with a beehive in it. So I'm more interested to see what they're going to do with zombies more than story. But I mean, it's been years of zombie stuff. For me, I've been watching zombie stuff since a kid. So story-wise stuff isn't that new to me. I just like seeing the new cool things they do with zombies, I guess, at this point. But yeah, let me know what you thought of the episode if you watched it or the series so far. Yeah, just leave some kind of comment for me. And if you like what I have to say about the show, go ahead and like the video. If you want to see me talk more about zombies and The Walking Dead and all that other kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You can see when I do all that. But until next time, I'm DAC. Thank you for watching, and bye.